Hey, my YouTubers, I am back. How y'all been doing? If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. I want to come on and talk about a serious issue. Sorry, guys. I want to talk about a serious issue that is happening. His name is Rodney Reed. Rodney Reed was convicted of rape and murder in Texas in 1998. A lot of celebrities have been shedding light on the story, and it's a big thing because in the next couple of weeks, the state of Texas is trying to execute this man. You have celebrities like Rihanna and Kim Kardashian that has spoken out about this and trying to get in touch with Greg Abbott to stop his execution. I am not a Kim Kardashian fan, but I really respect what she has been doing with, using her platform to try to get innocent people out of prison.
This man, Rodney Reed, for decades. He's been in prison for almost 25 years. And when there's even a possibility that someone could be innocent and they are on death row and he's going to be executed in less than 30 days. And if there's even a possibility that he could be innocent, there's a problem.
Yes. And I think with her, because I was thinking about it, like, why is she doing this? Why does she have such a passion for this? But we have to think back to who her dad was. Her dad was a big-time lawyer that helped Johnny Cochran with the O.J. Simpson case. And not only that, Kim Kardashian's dad and O.J. Simpson was really good friends. So she was brought up in knowing the law, and now she is fighting for justice. And I think that another reason why she does that is because she knows that's something that her dad did, and she wants to make her dad proud. So even though I don't agree with how she got her fame or whatever, you have to respect the girl for doing what she's doing, because she's using her platform to help people, and not only people, but my people, black people, that have been wrongly convicted for shit that they didn't do. And it really pisses me off, because I hate to see a black man being harassed or being just targeted by these bigots just because of the color of their skin, because they don't want to conform to what you feel like is right or whatever. Like this, it really irritates me, because it's so many of my black kings that are getting locked up just for, like I said, being black. But let me give y'all a little background on the Rodney Reed story. This happened in Texas, in Bastrop, Texas. And Bastrop is a city out like close to Austin or whatever. Well, in 1998, he was convicted of, like I said, rape and murder of this white lady. They found her body or whatever, and it took them a year to actually, question him about it. And apparently they got a hunch that it was him. So they questioned him about it, and they did a semen specimen DNA test on him. And like I said, this was in the mid-90s. So they did a DNA test on him. When they did the DNA test on him, they found that she had his semen in her body. Of course, like in the beginning, he act like he didn't know her or whatever. But the thing of it is, in a small town in the mid-90s, it was frowned upon, even in the 90s, when we thought that, things have evolved or whatever. It really hadn't, especially if you're in a small town. Small towns are very, very different from big cities or whatever. It's more acceptable in the big city. So anyway, he lied in the beginning and was like, no, I don't know her. or whatever, because he was scared. It's a white man, a black man and a white woman or whatever. So they found the semen. And so come to find out, those two were having an affair together. And she was actually engaged to a cop, a white cop. And the forensics said that it was him, yada, yada, yada. But it has become to light recently that 3 different forensic scientists said that it is no way that it could have been tied to him, even though his semen was found in her. They had sex 24 hours prior to her being found murdered or whatever. You guys need to go read up on this story because it's really, really interesting. And come to find out, they had a lot of people that was willing to testify that these two were in a romantic relationship, but they never called any of those witnesses. They called the witnesses that they wanted to call. And here recently, within the last couple of years, those witnesses have came and recanted their statement. So we all know how corrupt the judicial system is. So they're going to sweep that under the rug. And one guy was talking about, of course, he was a white guy in the judicial system, talking about it'll be a shame if they let him out because he's a danger to society. No. You just don't want to be outed that you're fucking racist. So what's crazy is this too. After he had been convicted or whatever, her husband, her fiance, later got convicted of kidnapping and sexual misconduct. So while he was locked up for 10 years, he had confessed to his roommate, cellmate, whatever you want to call it, that he was the one that actually killed his fiance. So the guy, his cellmate, went and told, the authorities or whatever. Of course, they try to sweep that under the rug too. Like his cellmate isn't a credible witness. I mean, the whole story is really fucked up because, number one, from the time Rodney has been locked up, he has been confessing his innocence. And it just takes me back to the exonerated 5, how they kept saying that they was innocent, but the judicial system is built for white people. And I'm sorry if it's somebody white watching this, but if you gonna be honest, you gonna be real or whatever, you know what it is. So it just takes me back to the exonerated 5, how those 5 young men kept saying, we didn't do this, we didn't do this, we didn't do this. But y'all wanted that conviction. It was just like an A on your chest, on their chest when they got the conviction. So, I mean, it just goes back to that. This man, I think it's November the 20th, somewhere around that time frame, they are wanting to execute him in the state of Texas. And we all know Texas has the highest death sentence rate. They have the highest prison rate. They look at prison as a business, as free labor. And the shit is fucked up because there's a lot of innocent people in prison. And then what else it just makes me so angry is when people, even when people have done something wrong and been convicted of a crime, they get out of prison and it's no type of reform for them. It's no jobs for them. So the recidivism rate is going to be high because you're not giving these people a chance to actually make something out of themselves. You can't continue to hold somebody past against them and expect them to elevate to the next level. It's got to be some type of forgiveness. But, the shit is really fucked up. And I mean, I know I got off the subject, but that's why I love working in recruiting and human resources so much, because it gives me the opportunity to help people that have something on their background, or find a loophole where I can get them in and get them a job, and get them a job that they're proud of. Because the way I see things is, just because you've been in prison doesn't mean that you want to work at Walmart. It doesn't mean that you want to work at Burger King. It doesn't mean that you want to work in retail. And or even in what they call those things, a factory or labor worker. That's not for everybody. I feel like if you give people a chance to have a good job, that is something that they can be proud of. It is something that they can support their families. And like I said, be proud of, get up and go to work every morning. But the system is so fucked up that it only caters to white people, and even some white people that have felony conviction just because of the color of their skin. They will get in before a black person or a Hispanic person. And you know, like I said, the shit is really fucked up. But back to Rodney Reed. The DNA evidence and the evidence that they say that they have on this man, they don't have anything. And for the forensic scientists and everybody to come forward and tell them whatever y'all was doing back then, that's not right. Those tests were not ran properly. You know, like I said, Rihanna and Kim Kardashian and a couple of other celebrities have been speaking out. They have been trying to get in contact with Greg Abbott, and even the newscaster was talking about how they were trying to reach out to Greg Abbott to get some type of statement. But of course, he's not answering. I'm just hoping that they give him a stay of execution so that he can get another trial, a fair trial or something, and all the evidence can come together for the Innocent Project to be able to get their case together and get this man out of prison. I mean, he's been in prison since 1998. That's not right. And you know, another reason why I feel like it's so hard for them to get their freedom and get their voice heard sometimes is because when the state fuck up, you're going to have to pay them people for their time. And they don't want the bad rep. They don't want to pay the money. But I just don't understand how people can knowingly convict somebody of something that they didn't do and sleep at night. I don't understand how they can do that and feel like they're going to heaven. If y'all know the answer to that, and if you're white and you feel that I'm wrong, please explain to me your point of view, because I'm not getting it. I'm going to insert a clip because Kim Kardashian was on The Real. And like I said, she is doing an amazing job with getting her voice heard, using her platform to get people out of prison. And you know, everybody uses their platform for a different reason. But as I sat here and I think and I'm talking to you guys, it really like puzzles me that some of these celebrities, and I'm not talking about all of them, because we know like Jay-Z and Beyonce and even Meek Mills and people like that, Rihanna, have used that platform to help people like that. But I don't understand like these new rappers that are out. Like the baby, what's his name? Young Thug, all of those little boys or whatever that are still, I mean, it's nothing wrong with rapping about the stuff or whatever. I mean, it's entertainment. But I don't understand why they don't speak on it, because I feel like if they speak on it as well, it will hit the younger generation as well, because the younger generation, that's what they listen to. We listen to the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, the Kanye's, the Drake, you know what I'm saying? So they're more on I don't want to say a political level, but they are more aware of the things that are going on, and they want to make a difference. So I really feel like if these younger rappers were to do the same thing, then I think it'll reach a younger crowd. I think it'll reach a younger crowd, and they will want to do more also. But like I said, I need you guys to look into this story, and if you can, they do have a change.org petition. If you can find that online and go share it and sign the petition for his execution, his day of execution, please do so. I mean, all you have to do is just sign a petition. It's not going to ask you to send no money. It's not asking you to do a whole lot. Just help our kings and queens. That's all I'm asking. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If it's any other topics that you would like me to discuss, please comment below, and I will see you guys tomorrow probably. Have a good night.
Stacy Stites was found dead on the side of a road in Bastrop, Texas. She was partially dressed, bruised, and strangled with a belt. Investigators say she was raped and murdered just after 3 in the morning on her way to work at a grocery store. For months, the prime suspect was her fiancé, a police officer named Jimmy Fennell, until DNA evidence pointed to another man she knew. A year later, tests confirmed Rodney Reed's semen was found inside Stites. A jury convicted Reed and sent him to death row. But the saga was just beginning.
It almost reads like a book. Hopefully, we don't execute the wrong man for this murder.
Reed's attorneys say the evidence points to Jimmy Fennell as the killer. They say Reed and Stites were engaged in a consensual affair, and Fennell found out about it. Reed talked about this in an interview.
Prior to her death, there was a time when we was together, and she said that if Jimmy found out that we were together, that he would kill me. I just took it as a figure of speech. I didn't take it literally.
And that is clear motive for him to have killed Stacy and ultimately having Rodney Reed take the fall for that murder.
Reed's case has garnered celebrity attention. Kim Kardashian, Rihanna, and others are pushing to stop Reed's execution scheduled for November 20th. Reed's lawyers say the murder investigation is full of holes. They say the time of death isn't accurate and that police never searched the apartment where Fennell and Stites lived together, and that DNA tests were never conducted on the belt used as the murder weapon. But Fennell's lawyer says the push to exonerate Reed is a circus that has been rejected by appeals courts and that Reed is a monster.
Rodney Reed is a garden variety sociopath who has convinced his lawyers and lots of other people that he's just a poor, unfairly charged black man being railroaded to the death chamber.
Prosecutors here in Bastrop, Texas maintain Rodney Reed is guilty and deserves the death penalty. They have also pointed out in court documents that Reed was suspected of sexually assaulting and raping 6 other women. He was acquitted in just one of those cases.
These are allegations, they're not convictions, and they have nothing to do with whether or not Rodney Reed committed the murder for which they're trying to execute him.
There's also this. Jimmy Fennell spent 10 years in prison for kidnapping and raping a woman in 2007 while he was on duty as a police officer. In a court affidavit, an Aryan Brotherhood inmate claims that when they were in prison, Fennell said to him, "I had to kill my N-word loving fiancé."
The next surprise witness will be Mother Teresa appearing via Epiphany. Each one of these stories is laughably lacking in credibility.
Rodney Reed also has one advocate that once lived by him on death row. Anthony Graves, you spent 18 and a half years on Texas death row. You were fully exonerated, released. You were wrongly convicted. Why do you relate to Rodney Reed?
I relate to Rodney because I know for a fact that those same players didn't give a damn about whether I was innocent or not.
Anthony Graves was wrongly accused of murdering a family of 6 people in 1992. The same judge, medical examiner, and court-appointed defense attorneys that worked his case also worked Rodney Reed's murder trial.
I was in his seat. I know his story. It just sends chills up my spine when I read and know what Rodney is going through.
Graves has been free almost 10 years and now works as a criminal justice reform advocate.
A young white woman was murdered and a black man was convicted of it. That is their case. They're not listening to anything else. Rodney Reed was definitely framed, and they're taking it all the way to the execution table.
While prosecutors who worked the case say the thought of Rodney Reed getting out of prison is absolutely terrifying. Ed Lavendera, CNN, Bastrop, Texas.